Welcome back to America's Voice Live. We've been talking about Joe Biden picking cabinet choices, and for Secretary of State, he has decided on Tony Blinken. And to talk about that and something else that's going on with Representative Ilhan Omar, Congresswoman Omar, I want to bring in Tom Anderson. He is National Legal and Policy Center. Welcome to the program, Tom.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So tell us, what are your thoughts on this Secretary of State pick?
Well, it's sort of like a spin off of Trump's Make America Great Again. This is sort of Biden bringing back good old-fashioned corruption again. This pick is an amazing pick. And it's amazing because, you know, the potential future Secretary Blinken is a guy who is connected to insiders. He's had an entire career of connections to insiders. He's proven in the past that he will go with whatever the insiders are saying over even reality on the ground. When he was an advisor in Iraq, ISIS was going crazy, and he was constantly sending word back here to the States that it was okay, they were under control. So he's one of those insider guys. But the key here, though, is that he's been working in the Biden Center now for a few years. The Biden Center is a think tank out of the University of Pennsylvania. It received a ton of money from the Chinese government over the past few years. He's been getting influenced by them while he was in that think tank. And now, if he becomes a Secretary of State going forward, we have a situation where potentially our future Secretary of State has been getting influenced and potentially groomed by the Chinese government with Chinese money through the University of Pennsylvania and the Biden Center think tank there.
Which is especially scary considering what's going on with China right now. We just watched a video earlier about one of the airports there. They had a coronavirus case, and they're just rounding people up like cattle. So if we are in conversations with China, I don't think that that's the policies that we want to bring back to the United States. I would say that John Kerry is a similar situation. You're pulling up a bunch of guys from the past that not only have insider track information on what a lot of people are calling the swamp, but also we're sort of working behind the scenes the entire time the president has been in office. It seems like odd choices, especially for the squad. I know we want to get to them, but I think they were all kind of expecting more progressive choices. Do you think that they're happy when they look at these cabinet picks that Joe Biden is putting out there?
Well, with what's going on with especially Representative Ilhan Omar, she may be happy for this reason. She just announced that she's breaking off financial ties to her husband's, breaking off ties between her campaign to her husband's business. Her husband is a Washington, D.C. fixer. It's a bad combination. Politicians shouldn't be mixing campaigns with fixers, businesses, and marriages. It's a bad combination. Well, she's now saying that she's dropping that part of their relationship. She's no longer going to have her campaign giving money to her husband's business. Well, great that she says that. The problem is that she's not going to be campaigning. You know why? This is an off year.
Right.
She already went in. So there's no money to go in anyway, number one. But number two, she's now stepping it up to the big leagues. And these picks are good for what she's stepping up to, and this is what she's doing. She's saying publicly she's separating business from pleasure. She is not. What's going to happen is her husband's business is going to flourish. And the way it's going to flourish is he's going to stop doing little campaign work like her campaign in Minnesota, and he's going to start doing corporate work. And corporations that have interests in the Middle East, in China and other places are going to hire his firm to help them out. And he is going to be talking to Representative Omar, probably pillow talk, putting a lot of pressure on her to help his clients. That's where she's headed. That's where she's going. That's what's going to be happening. And with the kind of picks Biden's picking, this is a type of corruption that these old school type politicians get into and bureaucrats get into. They know how this works. She's playing the system the way that most corrupt politicians do. And this is going to turn into a situation where she's probably her net worth is going to increase exponentially. No one's going to know why, and it's probably going to be because her husband's bringing in corporate work because he's influencing her while she's in office on behalf of his client. And that's where we're going with her.
So I was going to ask that because we see so many politicians that go in and they have very low salaries. They're coming really from nothing. They go into office as middle-class workers, and they come out very wealthy. We have about a minute left now. Is it true that she paid her husband's firm about $2.8 million? Now she's coming out and saying, oh, well, I'm not going to do that anymore, but ultimately because she's put him in a better place?
Oh, no, she's put herself. I look at it as that was the seed money for their little corporation going forward. That was the money they needed to get his business in a place where it needs to be, so that when these corporate clients come and they start asking for big asks, but also coming with big money, he can provide those services. That's what's going on here.
Wow, that is interesting. Tom Anderson, thank you so much. We'll have to have you back, Tom, with the National Legal and Policy Center. Really appreciate having you here today. Definitely interesting information out there about Representative Omar. We will be making sure to keep you posted on what's going on with that. I have Steve back. Steve.